Those of you in Richmond will know the next name based upon having a show on WRVA for many years and also being on 820 WNTW and 92.7 FM in Chester, Virginia. And that's Scott Lee with the Lee brothers. Scott and Richard Lee have had a show for many years, very solid on gun rights. They've had me on multiple times. They got me on WRVA, which is a powerhouse radio channel in Richmond, often talking about gun rights and lobby days and everything else. So Richard and Scott have both been very good friends to gun owners. And I wanted to reverse this and put Scott on the air speaking to you guys. And again, this is what he does, and the professionalism will be obvious.
The Lee brothers, practicing the First Amendment and using the Second, only when necessary.
Virtual. We're doing a virtual lobby day now? Oh, goody. I love it. VCDL people scare me anyway. I would be surrounded by guns, and they carry all kinds of things, and they might wear military garb, virtual. I think Ralph Northam had something to do with this. Hey, it's good to be with you. Thanks for the invite. As always, grateful to be part of a phenomenal group of people, and it is Lobby Day 2021, and I can't help but think the danger that means. Because Lobby Day, it means that the government is back in session, and the best government is the one that's not in session. And I think you agree with me on that, because right now we're under attack. Think about this, when politicians are in the Capitol, they're not conspiring to repeal laws instead of make them. They're not trying to expand freedom. They're there to restrict us. In fact, I don't know of one good thing that comes out of the government being in session. It shouldn't be 45 days like the Democrats want. It shouldn't be 30 days. It should be no days. Maybe 10. But as long as we can be there to lobby and help them, the best form of government is the one that's not in session. And really, it scares me. But the good news is it's you. You're there. So let me take just a second first probably to start with a thank you to VCDL for your commitment to the Second Amendment, your commitment to freedom and liberty, but also because you have like the coolest name on the planet. I mean, who could object to the Virginia Citizens Defense League? That's like the best name ever. I mean, and here's the thing that's great about that name is it actually means what it says. Unlike like Planned Parenthood or Equality Virginia, they don't mean what they say, but Virginia Citizens Defense League, no doubt. Not only that, I mean, yeah, by far the coolest president. I mean, Philip Van Cleve, another incredibly cool name. Have you noticed something about Philip? I've known him 10 years. The guy doesn't age. He's like spectacular. What an amazing human being. Not only that, Virginia's in your name. Think of it this way. When Adams was looking for someone to pen the Declaration, he looked at Jefferson. You know why? He said, because Virginia should be first among these things. The Virginia Citizens Defense League. It's good to be with you. Although I'm not sure I know what to tell you in this moment. It's a difficult time, but I thought I'd say, you know what, let me come explain to the members of the VCDLU the Second Amendment. No, you understand that. Maybe I could give them all the data and the talking points and the things that show facts about how guns save lives. No, you've got that too. I have the best and utmost confidence in the members of the VCDL on the facts that surround liberty and gun ownership. So I'm not going to talk to you about that. What I thought would be interesting is what you might encounter on Lobby Day. So you got to walk in those buildings and engage politicians who are irrational, who are emotional, who only act emotional. And so they're bound to engage you in emotional and illogical arguments. But think about who you're dealing with. This is a group of people who in Washington, D.C. last week ended a prayer with a man and a woman. Now, not only is that complete asinine, it's illogical. How do you talk to people like that? I mean, the first act of this General Assembly with Democratic control voted to remove voter ID requirements. What do they want, cheating? I mean, this is a group of people who think there's more than two genders. This is led by Ralph Northam, who just this week said he wants to abolish the death penalty. Unless you're a baby, I guess. I mean, in that case, it's perfectly fine. Irrational. You have to deal with these people. And all your great data and facts, although they are massively true, they mean nothing to these people. So let's have some fun. What might you hear on this lobby day as you walk? It's probably the same things that Richard and I have heard on the radio for many years here in Richmond. Same comments. Let's take one, for example. This one's the most fun. I've had fun with this one, although it's probably the most annoying also. You're going to hear it. We need common sense gun laws, Scott. Oh, those darn founding fathers. How'd they miss that? You mean they didn't put common sense in the Second Amendment? Well, it's a good thing we're here now, and we have these politicians who can pat us on the head as serfs and peasants and say, we need common sense because you don't have it. Oh, I'm so glad the wise kings and queens surrounded by a beltway in D.C. and now here in the capital of the Commonwealth have that view of you. Oh, this isn't about common sense gun laws. This is about thinking you're dumb and you don't have any common sense. This is the same mentality that Ralph Northam has with COVID-19 regulations. Oh yeah, if I don't step in as King Ralph and stop you from going to a bar, you might go. We can't have that. It's the arrogance of the politicians who say, we need common sense gun laws because you're dumb. But bigger than that, and you know this, every single common sense gun law does one thing. It prevents the law-abiding, not the bad guys. You think bad guys are going around going, well, thank goodness we have a common sense law now. Can't get a gun. No. Come on, politicians, wake up. There are many more, just a few more. How about this one? And this is going to hurt you a little bit. It's only 2 words, but assault rifle. Yeah, that's it. That's everything. Have them define it. They can't. We've all had this argument. They don't know what an assault rifle is. It's a mean word. It's a mean term. And by mentioning it, they win. Scott, it's an assault rifle. And we woo. Oh, no such thing. How about others? Here's one. This is, no one needs more than 1 handgun a month. Or no one needs that type of gun. I'm pretty sure that every tyrant on the planet began with, you don't need. We should be very fearful when any politician looks at the serf and the peasant and says, you don't need. Doesn't matter what follows. It's irrelevant what follows after that. If it begins with, I don't need, and he's a politician that can take your freedom, don't buy into it. I don't need, or you don't need to go 60 miles an hour, but we have cars that do. There's a lot of things we don't need. Thank God, not politicians have figured them all out yet. But you don't need, you cute little serf and peasant. This is obnoxious, and it's the first step to recognizing these people don't have our best interests at heart. And I must remind you that, didn't Barack Obama said we don't need $250,000 or more either? You don't need the first steps to tyranny. How about this one? This is a fun one. Guns kill people. I imagine guns with little feet running around. They're an inanimate object. That's like saying, anything can kill people. That's not an argument against guns. Guns kill people. It reminds me of you see, the Lee brothers are very concerned about gun safety. We're concerned about the fact there's so many guns out there. So we developed this public service announcement to address just this.
Ever heard this soundbite? Guns don't kill people, people kill people. Hi, this is Richard Lee of the Lee Brothers. Why let someone pry your gun from your cold, dead fingers? The Lee Brothers don't want this to happen to you. We want your gun.
Help the Lee Brothers get guns off the streets. Introducing our new free gun collection program. Simply send us an email and we will come pick up the guns or the unwanted guns absolutely free. We are making every effort to make our community safer from unwanted weapons. Patriots at theleebrothers.com.
Because we care.
Email us today.
We do care, and you can email us. We haven't had much luck with that PSA, but it just shows it's virtue signaling, don't you see? We care deeply. Guns kill people. All right, here's another one. This is the liberal utopia. We should get rid of all guns. I love liberals. They live in places that aren't realistic and true. The only thing that means is you shouldn't have a gun. The bad guys will always have them. Governments will always have them and use them for tyrannical purposes. But you don't need them. We shouldn't have guns. They're also forgetting one or two important points here when liberals say this. God gave us the right to defend ourselves, and the Second Amendment enshrined it. We have a right to defend ourselves. I know they don't like that. Dang it. That messes up their utopia, but we do. All right, and then finally this one. By the way, I will tell you this. I think of this quote often when I hear liberals say we don't need guns, it's really simple. And you can write it down if you'd like. When the government, or let me rephrase it, when the people fear the government, it's called tyranny. But when the government fears the people, it's called liberty. How does the government fear the people? You get the sense that Ralph Northam's concerned about you? Yeah, me too. Here's the final one that I'll share with you. Gun-free zone. That's right up there with I wish all guns would go away. Utopia. Gun-free zone? There isn't one. Well, there's a gun-free zone for the law-abiding, but not the bad guy. See, here's the point. You and I and those who are on the side of freedom and liberty have been here a long time. In fact, we've been standing right here since the founding of our country, when Adams looked at Jefferson for the Declaration, and when Madison formed the Constitution, and when Patrick Henry demanded a Bill of Rights, we were with them the whole time. In fact, we haven't changed. Isn't it interesting that for over 200 years, our feet have firmly been planted in this realm of constitutional free markets and liberty, and they look at us and call us crazy? Could it be that the left has gone so far left that when they look at us, we look extreme? There's no way that we're extreme. We're mainstream. In fact, we're Americans. All we've done is stand in the same place for 200 years. We're not the radicals. Perhaps they moved and we stood right here. Let me say that those same people who stood for the Constitution and liberty and our Revolutionary War should be honored. What's the best way to honor those people who fought for freedom and liberty? It is to fight for what they fought for today. And that takes courage. And it won't be easy in today's culture. In fact, it's amazingly more difficult than it's ever been. But if we want to honor the men that went before us, we should fight for what they fought for. And that is going to mean courage. There's no doubt in my mind that the VCDL has courage. I've seen it. I appreciate it. And so does your country. You know, there was a statement that was made in the beginning of our country, a very simple phrase, the cause. And it was used and penned by many of our founding fathers, including George Washington. And the cause meant the entire purpose. And it was two phrases because it encompassed everything that was important. Instead of giving the whole list of the reasons for the revolution, they simply said the cause. And Washington said, the cause is noble. It's the cause of mankind. That's where we are today. At the end of this lobby day, and at the end of this battle that will probably never end, we'll be very grateful, and we'll be reminded of what Reagan said when he left office.
My friends, we did it. We weren't just marking time. We made a difference. We made the city stronger. We made the city freer. And we left her in good hands. All in all, not bad. Not bad at all. And so, God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.